Whiskey 8, Papa Romeo Romeo, W8 Pennsylvania Railroad. Go ahead.
Roger, Roger, PRR, and what's the name there?
My name is Rick, Romeo India Charlie Kilo. Where are you located, sir?
I'm in, well, just across the Ohio River from Louisville, Kentucky. Name's Jim here, Juliet India Mike, and what did you say your name was?
Name is Rick, Romeo India Charlie Kilo.
Roger, Rick, and what's your location?
West Liberty, Ohio. West Liberty, I'm about 40 miles northeast of Dayton. Go ahead.
Roger, Roger, and what radio are you running today?
Kenwood 590SG. Kenwood 590SG.
Is that Sugar Gulf?
Affirmative, correct.
Roger, Roger, and Rick, gosh, I got a pin. You know, have you ever seen, I don't know if you're familiar with YouTube, but sometimes they do these things like they print a gray against white, gray against white, you know, and you have to read this thing, and it's the contrast level leaves a lot to be desired. Well, I got this pen that's running out of ink, so it's writing so lightly that I can hardly read it. I've got to try to find another pen because I'm obviously running out of ink, and I know you don't want to hear that, but anyway, this is the Qso-Vlog net, and what we mainly do is try to help people set up their transmitter to the best that it can be, and it usually starts with checking to be sure you're in that wide transmit bandwidth, 100 to 2900. That's such a nice frequency capability for the transmitter because it lets it be all that it can be, and then gives it just a slice of daylight before we're knocking on somebody else's conversation. Roger?
Roger that. Well, I haven't, I've just been back on 40 meters for a few days. I've been off for about 5 years, been on other bands, but had some TVI problems on 40 and changed televisions in my wife's room, and now I can get back on. Go ahead.
Oh, aren't you lucky? You are one lucky son of a gun, because usually once you have that, you know, outside of lining the room with lead, you know, it's very difficult to get rid of it, Roger.
Lead, you know, it's very difficult to get rid of it, Roger. Yeah, that's true. It was a flat screen that was giving us trouble, but it was a very old one, and we got a different one, and glad to get back on 40. It's a very nice band. In fact, I probably enjoy it more than I do any other HF band. Go ahead.
Yes, sir. It's got its moments, I'll tell you that. But there's a lot of strange people here. But at least we do have some traffic. Other places, you know, there's just nothing happening. It's like you could hear a pin drop and nobody says anything. So we've been on 40 for about 7 years now, and it's had its lighter moments. But by and all, you know, we do have pretty good traffic, Roger.
You know, we do have pretty good traffic, Roger. Yeah, that's great. I've been off and on the band for, oh my gracious, I think I'll have my general class 40 years next year. I had a tech for about 3 years before that, but been on and off of it for a long time. But I've just been off of it for a long time, and I'm glad to get back. Go ahead.
Ah, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, I'm glad that you solved your problem of RF in the TV. You know, I've had problems, particularly in the early days, about RF in my audio system because I've got so much tied to it. The more you tie to a microphone feeding a radio, the more possibilities you have of RF in the AF, because RF is like a gremlin. You got to direct it away and out, and you know, when you have it, sometimes, you know, I would say, gosh, I wish I could just see it so I could control it, you know, better. And so then I came across a old CB SWR bridge that had a field strength meter built into it, and that field strength meter just allowed me to see where the RF is, you know, when I was transmitting. And it turned out that I have cable runs around the house, and I have you know, my transmit cable running in this run, and I had some antenna rotor cable that came in with it, and of course the antenna cable, the rotor cable was not shielded, and it was running side by side with this RF, and it leaked just enough to be bringing RF back into my system. So, you know, without that field strength meter, I would be still scratching my head, Roger.
Without that field strength meter, I would be still scratching my head, Roger.
Yeah, that can definitely happen. I've got a couple old CB field strength meters, and I've also got an MFJ SWR bridge that's got a field strength meter in it, so I can sniff around a little bit, but we just never came up with the problem. I think it was literally getting into the television. We powered the television from different sources and tried different runs of. It was actually run on cable TV. We weren't running on an antenna, and it was just crazy. But I got it in. I moved my equipment upstairs. I had a knee replaced here a while back, and I decided if I was going to get on the radio, it's going to have to be upstairs. And I find that my knee, before I can get downstairs, but I like enough, I'm going to keep. Go ahead.
Oh, Roger. Well, I hope your knee is coming along very good. You know, that's not a very nice thing to have, and kind of, how long did it incapacitate you?
And how long did it incapacitate you?
Well, I'm 9 weeks out today on the surgery. I was totally down. I couldn't drive for 6 weeks. I still don't drive to physical therapy because they hurt me so daggone bad that I'm not sure what I would be like if I did. So I've got a retired friend that is a widower, and he and I are very close friends. And therapy for the last 9 weeks. I'm scheduled for 3 more weeks of it. It still hurts, but they tell me it'll take 6 to 9 months to get over that. The problem is when we do the other one. Go ahead.
Oh, yes, sir. Well, I would space them out, you know. I mean, it's nothing worse than having 2 problems simultaneously. It just absolutely is the end of mobility in any way, you know. So if you can, I would separate them in time and space.
Yeah, they're going to be separated. It will be at least spring and maybe this time next fall, because my wife is housebound. She's not bedfast, but she is in bed most of the time, although she's around the house. And we have a daughter that lives with us that has lupus, and neither one of them can do much if it snows up here. We have 2. I don't have a chance. I live with 4 females.
Oh boy, you know, well, I don't know what to say about that. My wife is probably listening. Thank God I'm a single sideband, so she doesn't cipher too well single sideband. You know, not like AM where, you know, I'd be coming out of a coffee pot or something.
I'm not going to run up. I'm not going to run any races, and I'm not climbing too many stairs that I don't have to. But it's getting better. The first 2 weeks were. I thought I needed to have my head examined for having it done, but everybody says the same thing. Go ahead.
Yeah, Roger. The thing is to stay out of them MRIs and stuff, man. Gosh, I had a double MRI the other day, and my head's still ringing.
I'll tell you, that day, I don't know if I can have an MRI. That's something I've got to have. I was going to ask the surgeon because they did not use titanium. They used stainless steel and something else, he told me. I don't even know if I can have an MRI again. And if I can't, well, yeah, it could be bad, but I'll tell you what, I'm just a little bit claustrophobic, and stuffing me in that tunnel is not fun.
Oh yeah. When I did that double MRI, by the second one, I was doing kind of screaming, and well, not really screaming, but I was singing, trying to reach the harmony notes of the MRI frequency, and I was just kind of coming in and out, going, just for something to do to keep from thinking about what I was hearing. I was trying to resonate and harmonize with the MRI machine.
With the MRI machine.
W8PRR. Yeah, that sounds good. I will say the last one wasn't as bad. I had, I think, 3. And the last one probably was the easiest. And the second set of headphones on, man, had a 50s and 60s oldies music station on it. So I did pretty well with that one, guys.
Oh, well, this one did too, but when the juice came on and the thing started to buzz, that radio was long gone. The level, let's see, the ambient level of this MRI machine was probably 130 decibels over the radio sound, Roger.
Over the radio sound, Roger.
Wow, that's crazy. I can't say that I experienced that. I mean, there's some noise to it, but I could always hear what I was listening to. Oh, well. So you say you're just across the river. Are you up in Indiana?
Yes, sir. We're just across the river. I can see downtown Louisville from where I am right now, and I can't really, but I mean, it's just, a couple of miles away across the Ohio River. Or was the last time I checked, anyway. But yeah, we usually do a setup service on this net, and that checking out the the transmit bandwidth is the first thing that we do, and the second thing, once we get into it, is about the compressor processor. We want that on a 3 or out of 10 or 30 out of 100, just barely there, not much to write home about, but 3 out of 10 or 30 out of 100, not noticeable. And then to that ALC, and the ALC is like the Bible to your radio, and to set that level, you use the magic word audio. I spent months trying to find the right word to say to become a human test tone generator. So as you say the word audio, adjust your mic level until your ALC meter is running 2/3, Roger.
ALC meter is running 2/3, Roger.
Okay, well, that's interesting. Oh, I don't have the compressor on at all right now. And I haven't messed with the ALC on this for quite a while. I will at some point. I'm going to have to run. Wife needs some medication, and I've got to go get ready. I appreciate the conversation and the radio set this afternoon. And we will catch you a bit further down the log, and maybe we can do a little more detail work on this radio. I'll say 7-3, my call is Whiskey 8. Papa Romeo, I did not catch yours, but I will say good afternoon. Very good.
Roger, Rick. Name here is Jim, Juliet India Mike, and we record as we go along down the road, and we have been recording. And if you'd like to hear your radio, if you go to YouTube and do a call letter search for Kilo Charlie 9 Victor Kilo Victor, followed by the word logbook, that will take you to this recording, and it'll be cut number 1 in the series of 3200, and I'll have it uploaded by noon tomorrow. So 73 there, Rick, and we'll catch you later, sir.
And we'll catch you later, sir.
7-3, I will most assuredly do that tomorrow. W8PRR 7-3.
This is the Friday afternoon Qso-Vlog net. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.